We have this from Valuetainment.com. Check this out. Patrick Bet-David offers Tucker Carlson $100 million.
It's a lot of money, dude.
Actually, it's $20 million a year over 5 years. So this is the Valuetainment podcast is offering Tucker Carlson a $100 million contract. I'm going to be honest. I kind of feel like it's just a stunt. I mean, I'm sure it's a legitimate offer, but I'm also confident that Patrick Bet-David and the Valuetainment people know there's no way Tucker would take this deal.
Why would he? There's no reason.
He's going to launch his own thing and he's going to make $1 billion. Mm-hmm. So there's just no reason for a deal like this. But you can see just how valuable people consider Tucker Carlson, and Fox News. Oh boy.
I'm surprised Rumble hasn't tried yet.
They probably did.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. But what would an independent launch from Tucker look like? Like, is he going to go on Rumble? Is he going to go on YouTube? Like, where do you literally facilitate this show?
His own website.
His own website?
I am here to announce that Timcast is going to make an offer to Tucker Carlson of $100,000 per year to work full time because we can't afford $100 million. That's the best we can do.
Come on, Tucker.
It's worth it, Tucker. Come on.
Yeah, you can hang out here with Seamus. Just think how much fun that would be.
We have so many eggs
together.
They have great glass bottled water. But they're worth it.
So Patrick Bet-David offered Tucker Carlson $100 million over 5 years, an equity stake in Valuetainment, president of Valuetainment, and a board seat to project your strategic vision and voice, your own podcast and other daily, weekly shows, documentaries and movies covering topics you care about. What else? We are all ears. Our conviction about freedom, liberty, and truth run deep. We believe we are the absolute right fit for you in America. And I think they're in Florida too. So maybe there could be something happening here. Maybe this is not so much a PR stunt as it is they've already made a deal.
Ooh.
I just feel like we saw earlier this year when people were discussing their contracts out loud and lots of drama.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if Tucker publishes the contract? Tucker's like, they gave me this contract that says they're only going to give me $100 million over 4 years. I can make way more money than that.
But that includes all of my staff, which get paid a lot of money.
It also includes production costs because we like to make skits.
It's going to be a lot.
I love Tucker's
skits.
skits.
I prefer this didn't happen. I mean, I have said for a while that I think there will be a big push from mainstream media outlets that are trying to compete with Fox to try and get Tucker Carlson on their show. I don't know. I mean, after years, he was on Fox for like, what, over a decade? He's been doing mainstream
Newsmax
media.
offered him something.
Well, his show was only what, 6 years?
But he was like on the circuit beforehand. He was doing mainstream television appearances for a long time. I wonder, and you can probably speak to this better than I can, Tim, but transitioning to being fully independent with in-house production as opposed to having a company to fall back on, like that isn't just something you do overnight. Not everyone is cut out to make that change. And I wonder if there is a comfort in sort of staying with a medium that you know.
I mean, I would imagine being under contract is a lot more comfortable than just doing your own thing. But you saw his video on Twitter when he released a statement, the amount of views that racked up. I mean, I'm pretty sure he broke his viewership live compared to what he normally has done on Fox.
20 times.
Yeah.
The viewership.
I mean, that would be cool to see as an integration into Twitter or something along those lines.
The Twitter video is different from his show. Because I was saying this before, his show gets 3.3 million on average, but not everybody watches every single episode of Tucker Carlson Tonight.
Yeah.
So if you watch 3 episodes per month, if the average person only watches, let's say they watch 5 episodes, that means there's actually 4 times as many unique viewers because they're only watching 1 in 5 episodes, and he's got, or 1 in 4 episodes because he does it, once a day every week. And that means that if you were to take all of his viewers and have them watch one video, you'd get 60 million, you get 70 million or whatever. So I don't know if it correlates properly. And also the people who watched that video included leftists who've never seen his show before.
Exactly. Well, and also say like he would take like the Twitter route or anything like that, is the boomers, no boomers are going to see it. I mean, I feel like that's the majority of people that actually watched his show too, is the older generations. And it's going to basically completely cut off their access. I mean, I'm pretty sure Fox News lost half of their viewers just from after they fired him. So you're already seeing the kind of shift in their audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's part of what's so sad about the whole situation. Everyone keeps talking about how Tucker's going to be better off without Fox, and they're probably right in terms of how much he's going to have.
But he was
with
very
respect to earning
important
potential.
at Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was very important at Fox, and there are a lot of people who just are not going to know where to find him, unfortunately, or won't discover him in the first place.
He's the only populist they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe this is more about 2024 than anything.
Well, that's what I was thinking is, what if, because I thought had seen something about Rupert Murdoch, negotiating a new contract with him and him still actually being under that contract. I'm not sure how accurate that is. But I mean, in doing so, he's basically gagged. I mean, he can't sign any other contract from what I'm aware of. It's like, if you shut Tucker Carlson down during election season, that's when he's the most effective. Yep. In my mind, if I'm the enemy and I'm trying to silence and deplatform Tucker Carlson, I mean, you guys saw the AOC video, deplatforming works. You do it right before election season when he has the most power and the most momentum, and he can actually.
And the primaries are coming up, and who is Tucker supporting?
I'm not even entirely sure.
Yeah,
good question.
I mean, obviously it's gonna be a Republican, so that's already.
I would imagine he's going to support
Dave
whoever
Smith.
the lead runner is. I think because you got probably DeSantis v. Trump. I would assume he's probably going to support Trump just because he has, I think, a higher chance of winning and becoming the nominee. But I mean, regardless of whoever the nominee is, he's obviously going to support the Republican candidate.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Who is supposed to fill his slot? Like, what's happening with the 8 o'clock?
Oh, they picked somebody, didn't they?
Well, everyone was ripping on him.
Yeah, he posted a tweet
That's the
and
thing,
got
like,
ratioed to like absolute.
It must
hell.
be so significant that I have I'm definitely aware of it. That was the hardest thing about watching all this. Like, what is Fox's plan? There is no
Lawrence
one.
Jones.
I don't even know who that
okay.
is. Didn't
3
they
days
get
ago
rid
they
of
announced this.
Bongino too?
Bongino left a couple weeks
They
before.
couldn't negotiate a contract.
Okay.
So
I loved that the day when Tucker was released and Don Lemon was released at the same time too. Nobody was talking about the CNN contract or about Don Lemon. It was just all
cared.
Tucker Carlson.
Well,
Nobody
we were
cared
kind of
about it.
laughing
about
about
it a
it
little bit,
and
yeah.
well, in everyone was speculating about Tucker Carlson. Why would they be getting rid of him? What story did
Where
he
is he
cover that
going?
upset them? Where is he going? He's so important. And with Don Lemon, no one was like, yeah, Don Lemon did all that really important journalistic work that exposed powerful people.
And
It's just like, yeah, no, he didn't get
Ever
rid of him.
since that like misogynistic clip from Don Lemon, which wasn't misogynistic at all.
What did he
was
say?
Just, I think he made a lighthearted joke. I'm not
He said
entirely
women
sure.
are not in their prime in their 50s or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
He did get in trouble for that.
Whoa.
I remember he got in trouble from that, and then that was like the last controversy he had. Right?
That is so
That's
awesome.
that is
And then-
just
He said
unacceptable.
something like, if you look online, it's like 20s, 30s, or 40s. Women in their 50s are not in their prime.
When he's
And
talking
they were
about
like-
men in their prime too, and the difference in age.
But she was
That's
like, "What is
hateful.
the other one was like, what does that mean? Like childbirthing? Like is that what you're talking about?" And he's like, "I'm just saying, Google it." And then when you Googled it, it was the funniest thing. It's like women are in their prime in their 40s and 50s, and it's like,
That's hilarious. Snopes
Yeah,
found
okay.
out.
Right,
They're like,
and then-
fact check, false.
yeah,
Pants on fire,
dude,
Don
human
Lemon.
beings are in their prime in their 20s. Like anybody else pandering
20s,
is
early 30s.
Well,
Yeah.
especially males
early
too.
30s. Yeah.
There's a lot of push for women saying like, oh, you're in your prime in your 40s because you're more confident and stuff like that. Like, I would argue that like depends on what we're evaluating here, right? Like a woman in her 40s is not in her prime to bear children.
I was going to say, I don't think you're in your prime
But
if
like,
you're going through
if you
menopause.
mean you're in your prime, like you're feeling good about yourself and you're more accomplished and maybe you're more economically established, like I could see that argument. It just depends on what your metrics are. That's what I don't like about these generalizations. It's
Maybe
like,
maybe that was the
33.
argument they're making, is that when women can no longer have kids, they're now in their prime to work and be CEOs.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
But for real,
Because
I could
human
see that.
beings,
yeah.
human beings are utilities, right? And depending on which part of the culture you're standing on and looking at them from, they're either a sexual utility or an economic
the
utility. or
Rockefellers
both,
made
but they're
sure
not
of
a
that.
person.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have those baby pods. You saw those baby pods, right?
Baby pods?
The little baby factories?
Yeah, the baby factories.
Yeah.
The viral video where it's like, we will gestate humans in pods.
I thought that was like the new politically correct term for birthing person. Baby factories.
baby factory. No, it's not woman. It's offensive. It's baby factory.
It's not woman. It's birthing person. It's like,
It's like the new term for
Birthing.
young mothers' homes, you know, where they used to like send girls who got pregnant. Instead, it's just like birthing factories.
It's
Come collect your baby here.
Stork
what's that game
Workshop.
that just came out? Like Dark Souls or something came out that everybody was excited
Elden
about?
Ring.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, which is
And-
basically Dark Souls.
And when you're making your character, you can't choose male or female. You can choose type 1 or type 2.
like
I was
it's
like-
diabetes.
It was something. It was like A or B or something. It was like no. It was like body type. Choose your body type, and it's like clearly male and female, but it didn't say male and female. And it's just like what is?
Well, and
is
it's
this?
funny because in those games, usually you can make like really distorted looking characters, like Skyrim and those kind of like just that genre of games. Usually you can just make the characters however you want, but it seems like they're moving away from that. And that was like the biggest part of those games, was like creating a sweet like woman that was an orc but looked like a man, and now you just can't do any of it.
Well, the Harry Potter game's actually really funny because you can customize your character to a crazy degree. Like you can make a big, super masculine guy, but has a voice of a little girl. Or you can make, it's almost like Bob's Burgers or Venture Brothers. You can make like a small female character who talks like this. and then you could make a male character who's in the girls' dorm or a female character in the boys' dorm. It's just like,
I remember they had like one trans character in the game or something.
But they're saying it's transphobic. But that doesn't even make sense that in Harry Potter there'd be a trans character. They can drink magic potions and shapeshift.
Yep.
They would just be like, I drink a potion, whoop, now I am, it's magic. There you go. So
there's got to be a spell for everything.
The puberty blocker potion. And
But they don't need that, they have magic.
Puberty blockoso, and you're good.
Like, you can literally turn yourself into a cat.
And then
There's no infertility.
ruin your life. I'm the compassionate one.
Cast that Bud Light spell, get that extra estrogen.
There would be no furries in Harry Potter because they would just literally turn into animals.
They're just griffins.
So hold on, are all the people in Harry Potter who turn into animals furries? Because that is a
hot take over there.
trope.
I think it's true. Like, I mean, that was the whole theme of the third book. That the one dude was a werewolf, so the other three friends would turn into animals to hang out with him or whatever. Because like werewolf wouldn't attack animal people or something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter because as someone raised in a traditional home, my parents didn't want me to be a nerd.
I'm sad for you. You missed a huge part of
they didn't want
culture.
me to become a gigantic nerd.
You missed out.
Yeah. Did I?
Now,
Did you read them later?
How do you interpret leftist arguments in philosophy if you don't know anything about Harry Potter?
I haven't read the foundational theory. I don't read theory.
Trump is Voldemort. Don't you know what that means?
That's actually true.
But actually, you can't connect with any of the young people, basically, any of your peers.
Well,
How can you make them interested in Catholicism if you can't put it in terms of Harry Potter?
Here's the secret, Hannah Claire. They can't connect with each other either because of what this culture's done.
Yeah, but you're not reaching them either, so
Yes,
they're all
I
just
am.
adrift.
Look, I'm not reaching them with witchcraft and magic.
So what's your plan?
To use the power of reason
And
facts
cartoons.
and logic
Here
and
we
cartoons
go.
and make yes, absolutely. Well-placed joke here and there. That's how you do it.
Did you ever feel like you missed out though because you couldn't read Harry Potter?
No, I'm kidding. I was not well, my parents like frowned upon it, but they were never like, Harry Potter.
It's not as bad as like not having watched Fast and the Furious. You know what I mean?
No, of course, every Christmas we watched all of those
You
films.
watched
We
all
would
of them.
sit down
You
and
are
watch all of
lying.
them.
I declare this a lie.
No, it's true.
Straight
Yeah, no,
lies.
Fast
First
and
thing in the
Furious
morning.
classic tradition. We watch Fast and Furious every day.
Lies.
And you got
all
10
around.
movies, so you're all day. It's on the TV, and you know the people are making dip, and the family's coming in, and they're wearing the fancy sweaters.
Yeah,
and
you watch Fast
and then
and Furious.
everyone quotes the movie because they all know the words
I thought
to
that
every
was
film.
Die Hard.
I actually didn't watch Fast and Furious as a kid either. You know when I saw
Me
Fast
neither.
and Furious for the first time, I was on a Greyhound bus, and there was this woman a few seats across from me, and she turns to me, she's like, "Do you want to watch Fast and Furious?" I was like, yeah, I'll watch Fast
That sounds
and
like
Furious.
such a Greyhound
No,
bus
it's true.
thing
And
to
then
do.
she sat next to me with her laptop and she popped it open and I was like, she's like, these movies they say they're about cars. It's really about family. And she started playing it and I was
I
like,
don't believe you.
Dude, I'm not kidding. This actually happened. I was like, and I was watching. I was like, this film is about family. I was like,
Shut up.
This actually happened.
50% of time. This is like
but
most
this
of a
actually
deep
happened.
fake.
This is a real story. This is not a deep fake. This literally happened. I watched Fast and Furious on a Greyhound for the first time.
Some real things,
this
some
very
fake stuff sprinkled in.
This very sweet young woman wanted someone to watch Fast and Furious with.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.